Hello and welcome back to the FPL Tom deadline streams. It is 9 in the morning. My voice is a little bit croaky, but we're here. We're back for FPL and it's good to be back, you know. It is good to be back. Do keep your questions coming in throughout the stream as we will try to answer as many as possible. This is a joint live stream as well as always with these deadline streams. So if you are watching on YouTube or you're watching on TikTok, do get your questions in, but the best thing that you can do is come over to the YouTube TikTok. I can answer your questions just that little bit easier, to be honest. It makes it so much easier for me to read, as well as the chat is like literally right in front of me on YouTube. Whereas on TikTok, the chat sometimes goes a little bit fast and it's a little bit harder to read. But you know what? We will try to answer as many questions as possible, to be honest, guys. One thing that we need to do before we get into anything today, if you do enjoy the content, be sure to like these streams as it just pushes it out to more people, which is great. That's what we want to see. We want to get as many people involved as possible. So yeah, that's the best thing that we can do. I can already see that we have questions flying in on the TikTok, so we'll start by trying to read some of them. Brought in a One thoughts. I think he's a very good pick for this week, to be honest. Not blank since game week 34. Burnley as well haven't started the season too well. Will Ferguson play versus United? Looking at De Zerbi's quotes yesterday, it was a little bit sketchy whether or not he'll be playing. Did I wildcard this week? No, my team's in a pretty good position. If someone told you to bench Cash when he got 17 points, would you still trust him? Was that me? Sorry, Joel. Whoops. What team do I support? I support Mansfield, which is this team back here, but we're repping the Copenhagen shirt today. If you've seen the TikTok where we went to Copenhagen, that makes a little bit more sense. We picked it up there. That was great. So yeah, if you enjoyed that TikTok as well, that's something that we definitely want to do more often. Try and go to as many games as possible. Got loads of people in the TikTok chat. It's absolutely great. If you guys want to come over to the YouTube stream, it is a little bit easier for me to answer your questions there. And as well, if you want to just like the stream on YouTube or on TikTok, it does, like I said, push it out to more people. I can answer your questions a little bit easier if you do come over to the YouTube, though, and that would be great. Morning, Archie, on the YouTube stream. I can see you've already sent me your team on Twitter. That's the other thing that we're doing today, guys. If you want to have your team reviewed on Twitter, go over to my bio, click the YouTube, and then the link to the Twitter will be there. You guys know how to do it. At FPLTom_ as well, if you want to just search me on Twitter. Go to my pinned tweet and leave your team there, and we'll review it live on stream. You will be able to see it on the YouTube stream. We'll have the team up. I can give you some feedback, which is a little bit easier. But yeah, like I said, we do have plenty of questions flying in on the TikTok stream. I will try and get as many of them done as possible. But like I said, it is a little bit easier for me to kind of read them if you come over to the YouTube side. But yeah. Samuel, the goal against Burton last week was absolutely incredible, wasn't it? If you haven't seen it, Aaron Lewis's goal versus Accrington is definitely a watch you should be watching this morning because it was phenomenal. It was a great goal. I support Mansfield, and like I said, go check out Aaron Lewis's goal from last weekend against Accrington. One of the best goals you'll see this season, no doubt in my own mind. Fatalities asked, Hyle, play Estepinian or Nketiah, and then captain Son or Haaland. I would probably play Estepinian over Nketiah. I just think Gabby Jesus is potentially going to start this game week. I know Nketiah has done all right over the opening couple game weeks, but I think he is a little bit of a minutes risk as well. So I probably would start Estepinian, and then I'd stick with Haaland captain. He's got a really good record against West Ham. 3 goals, good points. I think he scored 21 points last season. Mansfield predictions. I'm going for a 2-1 win. I think it's going to be a little bit difficult, but I'm still going for the 2-1 win. George has asked, Gvardiol, Gabriel, Estepinian or Steele out for a while. Out for which defender? That doesn't quite make sense. Gvardiol, Gabriel, Estepinian or Steele out for which defender? Depends who your other goalkeeper is, George, to be honest. Because obviously Steele looks like he's lost his place. So that is a little bit of a concern. So Steele probably would be my number 1 priority unless you've got a goalkeeper to cover it. I think Gabriel will play today, and I think the other 2 will play as well. Visser or Nunes? I'd probably go Visser. I think, though, his minutes potentially could be limited with Neil Maupay. Risk Ferguson. Yeah, I think he might play, but it's kind of a little bit touch and go after the kind of quotes about his kind of potential injury from De Zerbi. It wasn't looking great. Apart from Salah, best Liverpool assets. Diaz, if he's kind of got that left-hand side to himself. Other than that, it's very limited at the moment. There isn't any kind of other players that are standing out. Darwin, but there's kind of issues about whether or not he's going to be fit. So there is quite a few questions around that. So it's kind of like Salah at the moment is the only one, especially with that Trent injury as well. Is Jackson worth playing or risk and Buemo? I think both are great picks. Like, I don't think Jackson is a bad player. He's just a bit of a donkey and can't convert his chances. If you look at the underlying data, he's absolutely slapping it and creating plenty of opportunities. He's just not putting the ball in the back of the net. So I definitely think, like, I'm playing Jackson this week. So yeah, we will get onto my team reveal in a few minutes as well, guys. So if you do want to come over to the YouTube and you're on TikTok, then you can see my team. We can go through it. It's a little bit easier than just seeing my face. But yeah. I need to make money. He's got Flecken, so I think the goalkeeper situation's fine. Then you could drop Gabriel down to maybe a 4 million defender. Maybe you want to get a Luton one in ahead of the double game week. That might be something you could do, George, to free up a little bit of money. Oh, am I going to bring in any Luton players? You know what? I think we've teased it enough. Let's go and have a look at the team. So if you are on TikTok, come over to the YouTube. You can see my team on screen now. I will read it out, but it's a little bit easier to follow, isn't it? Make sure as well to be liking the stream on YouTube and on TikTok as well. Like I said, it pushes it out. It's great to do. Starting off in goal, we've gone for Turner. I don't know if he's going to play. My other goalkeeper is Johnson, so I'm in a little bit of a sticky wicket kind of there situation, which isn't great. It's not a great situation to be in. Obviously, Turner's wife gave birth yesterday or the day before, so he might not be back. But the game is on Monday, so I'm hoping he is fit, and I hope he is available for that one. Burnley at home, they should be able to keep a clean sheet, Nottingham Forest. I don't think Burnley have looked too impressive over the opening couple game weeks. Then we've got a Doji, a very popular pick for a lot of people this week. I think his price is going to rise tonight, so I'm happy to have a Doji in the team. Been pretty solid since I brought him in as well. So Sheffield United, you expect a clean sheet. If there's an attacking return as well, that always helps. We're playing Estepinian against Manchester United. The last 3 games, Brighton and Manchester United have played each other. Brighton have won all 3 with an aggregate score of 7-1 as well. So hopefully Estepinian can get a clean sheet, maybe an attacking return. United just seems a little bit like a dumpster fire all over the pitch at the moment, on and off it. So I definitely think there's room or scope to kind of exploit them in this game week. So if I had potentially Estepinian and Matoma, I wouldn't be afraid of playing them against Manchester United. The next player that I've got is Ben Chilwell. Obviously, the last few weeks haven't been great for him in terms of point scoring, but he's still putting up good data, still getting into the same attacking positions. So I think he's a good hold for me. A midfield, Brian and Buemo. We're playing him away at Newcastle. Not the easiest of fixtures, but I think he's going to be a great shout, to be honest, for this game week. Then we've got Bruno Fernandes. I'm keeping him in there. I know I've seen a few people potentially look at selling him this week. I'd keep him. The data sets that this man is putting up are ridiculous. And after this Brighton fixture, the fixtures are really good. You're getting a player who plays like regular 90-minute football and some penalties. So it's a real no-brainer, to be honest. Then we've got Saka away at Arsenal. Then we've got James Maddison, Sheffield United at home as well. Great fixture for him, so happy to have him in there. I'm not looking to bring in Son. I think as long as you've got one Spurs attacker for this game week, if you already own Maddison, I'd be hesitant to try and get Son in as well. I think you only need one or the other. Watch Son absolutely slap it now, I've said this. But that is my kind of personal stance on the situation, to be honest. And then we've got a front 3. Nicholas Jackson remains in the team. I know he's been a popular player that people have been looking to take out of their teams, but we're keeping him in mind. He's going to stay in here, Nicholas Jackson, for the upcoming few game weeks. Villa away, probably going to be on the bench next week for Eze, but then it's Fulham and someone else crap after that. I think it's Burnley. So I'm going to hold him up until game week 8. And then in game week 9, we're going to wildcard anyway. So yeah, Nicholas Jackson's going to remain. Haaland captain, of course. West Ham away, has a really good record there as well. 21 points for him last season. has looked super good in terms of his underlying data over the opening couple game weeks, as have City. So I do expect a strong performance from him. And yeah, I don't think it's worth going against him this game week or this early. I'm trying to keep with the pack. Then later on in the season, we will start picking some weirdos to potentially captain. And then the transfer for this week, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know already, it's Carlton Morris season. It is Carlton Morris season. That is the guy that is going to be the lead man for us this game week. Fulham away is a great fixture. They have the highest XG conceded in the league, have looked absolutely abysmal as well. Carlton Morris, a 90-minute man on penalties, has a good fixture this week. Wolves at home next week, and then obviously the double with Everton and Burnley in game week 7. Maybe throwing the questions out there, is he going to be the captain for that week? Who knows? Who knows? So yeah, that's how the team's looking. On the bench, Johnson, Eze, Henry and Kabore. Pretty strong bench for this game week if no one plays or there's like injuries, last minute injuries or whatever. But yeah, definitely a team that I'm quite proud of. I'm quite proud of, to be honest. We've had plenty of questions flying in through the door. So we're going to get the YouTube ones out of the way. So if you are watching on TikTok, the best thing that you can do is come over to the YouTube channel. I can answer your questions a little bit easier as the TikTok chat just flies. It just flies. Whereas I can kind of scroll back and have a read through some of these. Archie's debating captaining Morris when it's the double game week. I'm in the exact same position, to be honest. It's going to be a tricky one. He's also asking, who do I start, Eze or Estupinian? I'd probably go Estupinian, you know. Like I said, I don't think this United fixture's as bad as people are making out. Crystal Palace have a hell of a lot of injuries, but Eze is the kind of key man. I don't think Villa have started the season too badly either, so yeah. I don't think that's a bad shout to go for Eze. Or, no, I'd go Estupinian. We'd go Estupinian. Sell Robertson for a Doji? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I don't think Robertson's worth the price. He's not as attacking as he used to be a few years ago. A Doji's picking up brilliant kind of underlying data and getting into kind of the positions that you want to see these defenders from as well. But yeah. Would you say Rashford to Son or Baldock to a Doji? I don't think Rashford's like a bad hold, but it depends who else you've got in your team FPL camp. If you've got one of Maddison, I potentially wouldn't be suggesting looking to bring in another Spurs attacker. But yeah, it's one of them. I think Baldock to a Doji is a good transfer, but it depends if you've got Maddison. So let me know in the comments. Thank you, Samuel. Morris is a great shout. He is. Absolute bagsman. Absolute bagsman. Right, let's try and get some of the TikTok chats done. Double up on Spurs defenders? No, I would not be doing that. I'd just have a Doji. I don't think there's any point kind of going for anyone else. Maybe Ped Porro, but yeah, I wouldn't be looking to double up. What is your opinion on the football shirt that I have on right now? This one? Absolutely love it. It was a little bit expensive in Copenhagen, I'm not going to lie, but yeah. Start Estupinian or Saliba? Probably Saliba. Cash or Estupinian? I'd probably go Cash. Crystal Palace, have been ripped apart by injuries at the moment, so yeah. Nunes or Foden? Probably go Foden. Double up on Chelsea defender? Definitely not. Their defence has not looked good enough this season. Josh, I already answered your question. I'd go Foden. Darwin or Visser? I'd probably go Visser. In terms of captain Katie, I've gone Haaland. I'm sticking with the pack early on. Sticking with the pack. I don't think there's any need to go like radical. I know Son's got a really good fixture this week and could absolutely smash it, but I still think like Haaland's going to do extremely well. So yeah, I'd stick with the pack early on. Will Nunes start? I don't know, because he's like Klopp made a comment yesterday about players coming back late from international duty. You've also got the fact that he came off in the last Uruguay game at half time as well. There wasn't kind of any kind of mention of a potential injury, but still not looking great, is it? Maddison captain, I don't think it's a bad shout, but personally I'm going with Haaland. I can definitely see why people are doing it. Like Sheffield United is a great fixture. Do you expect Mbeumo to return this weekend? I think it's a tough fixture, isn't it, Newcastle away? Like Newcastle have started the season quite brightly, but so have Brentford, and they're always a good team against the top 6. All it takes really is a penalty for him, to be honest. So I definitely think he could return. Do you think Alvarez will start? Yeah, I think Alvarez will start. He was back a little bit earlier than a lot of South American players. We're going to turn that off. Yeah, he was back on Wednesday in training, so I expect him to start. Jesus or Watkins hasn't been done yet, but his fixtures are brilliant. Yeah, the next 3 for Arsenal are really good. But then in game week 8, Aston Villa's fixtures turn. I don't think Watkins is a bad hold, but you know I can see why people go for Jesus. He has looked extremely bright, so yeah, I get that. Nunes, Estepinian both playing a lot, so may get benched potentially. Potentially, I think it's more to do with the fact that they are potentially going to come back late from international duty, so that's going to be the big one. Visser or Watkins for this game week? I'd choose Watkins. I'd choose Watkins for this game week. I think with Neil Maupay now on the scene as well, could see a little bit more rotation with Visser. I know it is Neil Maupay, and I know that statement makes like 0 sense because it's Neil Maupay, but yeah, that is the way that I would be going. That is the way that I would be going. Did the Arsenal Brazil players return late? I'm not 100% sure, to be honest, whether they did or not. I know like quite a lot of South American players had their flights delayed, so it's not looking good for quite a lot of them. Like, yeah, I know Klopp was whinging, so I imagine there was a few other ones that potentially returned late. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure on that one, Archie, I'm afraid. Will Botman start? It looks like he's been in training all week. Didn't go on international duty either, so yeah, I'd probably say Botman is going to start as well. Do I take a 4-point hit because of Trent? Personally, I don't think taking hits for defenders are great, just because like there's limited upside to defenders. So I definitely think like no. Maybe attackers, I think there's where you can gain your -4 back because, you know, they can pick up goals and assists and all that good stuff, whereas defenders, it is a lot more kind of sketchy. It depends who you want to take that -4 for, though, Del. Should I invest in stocks on United players soon? Yeah, I definitely think so. I definitely think we need to kind of have a shortlist in mind of players that we potentially want to be looking at for United players. Obviously, a lot of us already own Bruno or Rashford. A lot of us kicking Rashford out this week, so he might be back in a few weeks as well. Højlund as well is a really good one that I might be looking for. Best wildcard transfers, probably Son. Carlton Morris is another good one. Any Newcastle players like Trippier, Botman, Shaw, Pope, there's some really good ones as well with their fixtures turning. Yeah, probably look at maybe getting a Villa player for the bench as well. Maybe like Matty Cash or someone like that with their fixtures turning in game week 8. Any Liverpool players like maybe Salah as well with their fixtures turning in game week 8 as well could be a good one. Højlund after the Brighton game, yeah, 100% agree. I think it's a wait and see on him. See how he gets on. See how he develops. Szoboszlai, nah, not really. I'm not feeling him. I'm not feeling him as an FPL asset. Not feeling him as an FPL asset. Why isn't the chat on my screen refreshing? That's annoying. I'm just going to close that down and then I'm going to open it back up. Docs chat. There we go. There we go. Right. Sorry if I missed any of the YouTube chat. It wasn't loading, which is always a concern. No, you cannot send your team on Instagram. If you want to send it to me on Twitter, at FPLTom_, we will be reviewing them in a few minutes' time. So make sure to get all your teams sent in to me at FPLTom_, on Twitter. Go to my pinned tweet, leave your team there, and that is where I'll be reviewing them live on the YouTube chat. And the Twitter chat. Not Twitter. It's TikTok. It's TikTok. But yeah, go over to Twitter. Oh, I do not like these early morning Saturday streams. I'm not a morning person at all. Not in the slightest. So, yeah. Gusto or Chilwell? I'd probably go Chilwell. I'd go Chilwell. Nick in the YouTube chat has asked, would you go for Leno or Areola? I know Fulham have Luton, but I'm not confident. Yeah, I'm not confident either in that... in the Fulham backline. Highest XG conceded so far this season. It's just not looking great. So I'd probably say go Areola. I think him and West Ham have looked a lot better. No, I would not be looking to sell Maddison, Scottish Baguette, especially with this fixture this game week. But I know you're a rogue boy. I know you like to do things a little bit different. How much is Højlund? That is a good question. I think I want to say 7.5. Could be wrong. Could be wrong. Let me have a look. Let's have a look. Højlund is 7. Only 7 million. So that's decent value, especially if he starts ticking over. And those fixtures are turning for United, like I said. Morris or Archer for a cheap striker. I think for the next few game weeks, Morris would be my preference. Obviously, brought him in for my team this game week. You get the double game week, you get penalties, and you get the next kind of 2 good fixtures as well with him as a potential option. Son or Maddison as captain. I'd probably go Son. I think he's just got that higher bit of upside as well. Naturally, a quality finisher as well. So I would be going for Son. Don't West Ham play City? They do. They do. Salah or Haaland captain. You're going against Gandhi if you want to go with Salah. So I'd always go Haaland captain there. I'm going to bring in cash for Robertson if that's any good. Let me have a look at Villa's fixtures. I think they're okay. I think they're good after game week 8. Your only concern that you're potentially going to have with that Archie, Scottish Baguette, sorry, is the fact that the next 2 aren't great. Game week 6, Chelsea. Game week 7, Brighton. Really good after game week 8. But you are going to have Europa Conference League starting to kick in for Aston Villa. So there is going to be a little bit more rotation within their team. Best goalkeeper wildcard options, I'd probably go Pope, Areola, Flecken or Martinez. They're my top 4 that I'd potentially go for. Matoma or Almiron? Matoma, mate. Whitney, Houston or Drake in the shower this morning? I went Whitney. We went Whitney in the shower this morning, and you know that. You know we had a good little groove. Yeah. And then we went for some Earth, Wind and Fire afterwards. No Drake this morning. We can't be stat padding. It's too early. Too early for stat padding. Archer or Bayer? I'd be going Archer. When are we using the wild card? I think we're going to use it about game week 8, game week 9, game week 10 is the kind of optimal time to be doing it. Hey Josh, sell Saliba and Bowen for a Doji and Son for Baldock, and Bowen for a Doji and Maddison for a -4. Hello mate, sell Saliba and Bowen for a Doji and Son. I would probably do the top option. I'd do the top option, a Doji and Son. Yeah, 100%. The concern is, Villa have Chelsea. That is the big concern. If we are wildcarding game week 10, Son, Saka fixtures, no. They're a little bit patchy, aren't they? The game week 10 fixture is really great for Arsenal. Game week 7 and game week 5 are really good, but then obviously like City, Chelsea and Tottenham sprinkled in there is a little bit risque. Pope looked a bit shaky. He did look a little bit shaky, but I don't think they really have another goalkeeper option. And I definitely think his confidence will come back. No worries, Josh. No worries, Josh. Thank you for participating and being part of the stream. It's great to see. Who should I start out with, Bruno and Diaby? Ooh, that's a difficult one. That is a difficult one. I think Bruno's data is extremely good. Always a good player as well to kind of, have as well with penalties. I think Diaby might see a little bit more rotation as well with Europa Conference League. So I'd probably go Bruno, but Diaby's not a bad shout. And Mbeumo or Diaby? Ooh, that one's tough. I'd probably play the fixture and go Diaby. They're at home. That's probably the reason you've got him. Newcastle away isn't great, but, and Mbeumo probably would just get a scummy penalty like he always does. Katie's asked, what are your thoughts on Awoniyi? I think he's a really good pick for this game week. Burnley at home is a great fixture on Monday night. Hasn't blanked since game week 34 either. Messi or Ronaldo? Messi. Clear. Mbeumo or Gusto? I'd probably go Mbeumo. Also, what should I do with Jackson? I'm kind of wanting to sell him for Awoniyi this week, or is it worth just holding this week? See how Jackson does. I'd hold Jackson for this week. Bournemouth away is a good fixture for Jackson. As well in game week 7 and 8. Am I right in saying that? Game week 7 and 8, they play Fulham and Burnley as well, which are really good fixtures. No European football as well, so you imagine he is going to be starting every single week. Villa away Villa at home, isn't a good fixture next week. That's a little bit difficult. So I definitely think I'd hold Jackson for this week. Archie triple captain Morris in double game week. There are going to be people that do it, and if he slaps, it could be huge. It could be huge. Maybe Morris could tickle my pickle. Who knows? We're going to have to wait and see on that one. I have Sterling and Foden and Bruno, but want a piece of that Spurs attack. What do you suggest? Ooh, I'd probably do. It's difficult that. It is difficult that. I've seen a lot of people suggest maybe taking Sterling out. That is probably the one player that I would take out. Absolutely massively stat padded his kind of underlying data against Luton, so he'd probably be the one that I would look to replace. I have Chilwell, Henry, Estepinian, Baldock, Kabore, 1 free transfer and 1 mil in the bank. What should I do? You could do Baldock to a Doji this week. That's something you could potentially look at. Or Kabore. Bournemouth are actually decent. I don't know. I think Solanke's probably the only player that I'd potentially consider from them. Obviously, their main striker on penalties as well. He'd be the only one that I'd potentially be considering. No worries, Josh. No worries, mate. Anytime. Welcome back to the streams. Ask as many questions as possible. That is what these streams are here for. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Scottish Baguette has recommended Billing and Solanke. Yeah, they're probably the only two. Thomas has asked, will Turner play? It's a bit risky. Had his kid on Friday night, didn't he? That's always a concern. But the game is on Monday. So hopefully he plays, but obviously there is kind of murmurs that the new goalkeeper that they've signed from Benfica is going to be taking his place. So that is a little bit difficult. Richarlison plus Jackson to Isak plus Diaby. Yeah, probably. Richarlison's a massive donkey. I'd be looking to get rid of him this game week. Can you review my team? Yes, I can. We are going to be starting to review people's teams. All you have to do is come over to my Twitter at FPLTom_, and we will be reviewing it live on the YouTube stream. So if you do want to come over to that one, Mansfield are massive as well. Big up. But yeah, now we are going to move on to talk about your teams that you have been leaving on the Twitter. Let me just make sure that we have some actually sent in. We do, I think. We do have people's teams sent in, so we are going to review them on the Twitter, on the YouTube stream, so make sure to come over to that. If you want to have your team reviewed live on stream as well, come over to my Twitter at FPLTom_. It will be reviewed live on the YouTube, so you can see the team. I can suggest the players that I would potentially be looking to go for, maybe looking to sell as well, so do come over to that right now, because that is what is going to be happening. Right, let's make sure you guys can see this. Right, so we're going to start off with Scottish Baguette's team for this game week. He has got Leno in goal, Robertson, Estepinian, Chilwell, Rashford, Son, Ward-Prowse, Maddison, Neto, Awoniyi, Haaland, Areola, Powell, Ferguson, and Shaw. I'd probably play Fabian Shaw over Neto, to be honest, here. I know you've already made your transfer. I think you're going cash, aren't you? You're going cash for Robertson. So that makes sense. And then I'd probably play Shaw over Neto, to be honest. I don't hate the James Ward-Prowse thing, because I definitely think I could see West Ham getting just like a sneaky set piece. They definitely could just get a sneaky little set piece. So I definitely think that's something that you could do there, Scottish Baguette. I'd probably put Ferguson as first sub as well and hope that he like maybe plays. Or what you could do is maybe take Ward-Prowse out or Neto out for Ferguson. If he doesn't play, whatever. But if he does play, he's definitely in a good vein of form. So definitely could be a player that you could do there, mate. But yeah, that is what I'd do with that team. Let's move on to our next suggestion. We've got FPL Arch. He sent me his team. Alisson Becker in goal. Saliba, Adoji, Chilwell, Saka, Rashford, Mbeumo, Eze, Maddison, Jackson, Haaland, and on his bench, Areola, Estepinian, João Pedro, and Botman. I'm guessing you have a transfer this week, Arch. I'm guessing you have a transfer this week still in the bank. What I'd probably do is João Pedro to Morris. I think that's a really good shout that you could do this week. Make that bench look incredibly strong. I wouldn't probably change anyone in the first team. I know I've dropped Eze for Morris, but that's just personal preference and something that you can definitely do. Someone is gifting me flamed hearts. Thank you very much. Appreciate that, mate. But yeah, that is probably something that I'd look to do with that team, to be honest. Arch. is maybe replace João Pedro with Morris. You get the double game week. You're planning ahead as well. The team is looking ridiculously strong. So that is what I'd do with that one, mate. Let's see if we've had any more. Edward sent me his team. Becker again. Ake, Adoji, Saliba, Maddison, Luis Diaz, Saka, Son, Awoniyi, Haaland, and Julian Alvarez. Turner on the bench, Matoma, Estupiñán, Henry. I don't think there's too much I'd change there, to be honest. I think that team is looking extremely good. I think that team's looking extremely good for this game week. Double Spurs in midfield as well. I think you should have a really good game week. That is looking pretty strong, to be honest. There wouldn't be any changes that I would potentially be looking to make. So I think that team is looking extremely good, Edward. Someone sent me one here. Nope. Right. I'm just going to have a drink. What's my Twitter? At FPLTom_. If you want to go to my bio, go to the YouTube. Go there. Link it all up. It's all good. You forgot. You just reminded me to do my team. No worries, mate. That's what these streams are for. Sometimes people forget. You know, there's been all Friday deadlines. We're now into the Saturday deadlines. They're not as good. They're just not as good. If you are enjoying the stream, either on YouTube or on TikTok, make sure to just spam the absolute shit out of the like button. Give us a follow as well on TikTok, or come over to the YouTube channel and subscribe, as we are trying to hit 2,000 subs. We're like ridiculously close now. We're closing in on that. It is a Saturday deadline. It is a Saturday deadline. 11 o'clock is the deadline. We've got about an hour and a half to go. We've got some stuff to still go through. So if you do have any questions for your team as well, get them in. We've got 2 waters for today. Because, you know, in previous streams, we've been struggling with the old water. But we've got 2. What's my Twitter? It is at FPLTom_. If you want your team reviewing, it'll be live on the YouTube chat as well, so you can see it. I am a Stags fan. We're going to win today. Oh, Sean, I'll let you know if I need another water, mate. But we got 2. We're vibing. How do you send me your team? You send it me on Twitter at FPLTom_. It will be reviewed live on the YouTube chat as well, so you can see your team actually on screen. So if you want to come over to the YouTube, send it me on Twitter at FPLTom_. Then come into the YouTube chat. You get to see everything. It's a little bit easier for me to kind of read and give you like honest feedback as well. Ask you some free questions. When should I use my free hit? Probably a little bit later in the season when there's doubles or blanks. That is probably my suggestion on when I'd be looking to use it. There are going to be blanks around game week 28, I think, or 32. Usually when like the FA Cup comes in, it's like the lesser teams that, you know, a lot of people don't really have. Maybe when we get some double game weeks as well, a little bit later in the season. Why the blanks? Basically FA Cup. Like there's midweek kind of Premier League rounds a little bit later on where certain teams can play each other, but then like there's some still left in the FA Cup, like quarterfinals, semi-finals, those type of things. So yeah, they can usually take out quite a few ones. Any sub-strikers to buy? I'd probably look for Morris. He'd be my priority this week. Bring in Højlund for Jackson. I'd personally wait this week. Do keep the likes coming in, guys. It does push it out to more people, which is great. Any tips on general, or just, you know, ask your questions away? Areola or Onana? I'd probably play Onana this week. I'd play Onana this week over Areola. City away is a difficult fixture. Have you got my team on Twitter? Let me have a check for you, mate. Sometimes we have a little bit of difficulty with this. But yeah, go to my pin tweet. That's the best place to take it. I haven't got your team. It hasn't come through, mate. So yeah, make sure to send me that. It is at FPLTom_. The best thing that you can do is go to my bio. There will be a link to my YouTube there, then a link to my Twitter, which is just like the easiest kind of way to definitely get the right account. But yeah, it's at FPLTom_. If you want to send me your team, and we can review it live on the TikTok and the YouTube chat. But the best thing you can do is come over to the YouTube. You get to see it a little bit more. You get to see my face as well. The likes are absolutely flying in, which is great to see on YouTube and on TikTok as well. So do keep them coming in, guys. Like I said, you know, we're trying to hit 10,000 on TikTok. It's a long way off, but we'll get there. We'll get there eventually by the end of this year. And on YouTube, we are trying to hit 2,000. That could happen today. So if you want to help that happen, put a big smile on my face, then go over to YouTube, subscribe to the channel. Help me hit 2,000 by the end of today. That would be absolutely immense. Should I get rid of Gusto? No, it looks like Reece James is going to be out for a few more weeks. So I definitely think you can kind of hold gusto for these remaining good Chelsea fixtures. Should I sell Jackson? Personally, I'm not recommending selling Jackson this game week. I don't think he's a player that I'd be looking to sell. I think like the fixtures are still there. Yes, he's a bit of a donkey, but I always like to play fixtures. And he's picking up good underlying data. That's the really annoying thing. Should I get rid of Watkins? The next few fixtures aren't great, and they've got Europa Conference League football starting to kick in. So probably for my a short-term pick could be Morris or Jesus, and then bring him back in for the game week 8, game week 9 on your wild card. Start on Ketia, Estupinian or Matoma. I'd probably go Estupinian over all of them. Is Chilwell worth keeping? Yeah, I'd keep Chilwell. I don't know why my face isn't your profile picture, to be honest, mate, because number one, that'd probably be a bit weird. Probably be a little bit weird. Best midfielder between 5 to 6 million, looking to replace Enzo. That is a good question. Let's go and have a look. Let's go and have a scout round, because I don't usually look at this price range, to be honest. Let's have a quick look round them for you, mate. So we have got probably James Ward-Prowse, but he's gone up to 6.1, so that's a little bit difficult. But I probably would have recommended James Ward-Prowse on set pieces and all that good stuff. That has just lost all that filters, which is really annoying. Pedro Neto's been doing it increasingly well. Morgan Gibbs-White, very popular one for me. He is kind of the focal point for Forest's attack on all their set pieces as well. I've just said Morgan Gibbs-White. Anthony Gordon as well. With that, keep Sterling. Yeah, I keep Sterling unless I'm going for Son. Then that's the only one. Solomon from Spurs is a player that I'm recommending this week. Looks like he's got that left-hand side on lock. Had a good game week as well. Let's go and check if we've had any more teams sent to us on Twitter. We have had some more teams sent to us on Twitter. My face is in one of them, which is great. So thanks for that. We have got Roper _292's team now on the YouTube chat. So if you are in the TikTok chat and you want to come over and look at your team on kind of the YouTube, and I can give you a little bit better feedback as well, that is probably the place to come over, and then I can answer your questions. But yeah, let's take a look at this team. Turner in goal, Trippier, Adoji, Gusto, Rashford, Maddison, Saka, Diaby, Haaland, Højlund, Isak. Very good team, to be honest, mate. Very, very good team. There are no complaints with that one, to be honest. Only risk is going with Mbeumo on the bench. Obviously, I can see you've got Trippier, so I guess you're backing a Newcastle win, whether or not you're in the TikTok or YouTube chat. But I guess you're backing that. So I can kind of get on board with that. But yeah, I think that's a very strong team to go into this game week, to be honest. No qualms with that one. The next team that we're going to review is Cappy M8. His team is on screen right now in the YouTube chat. Aikens top scorer for League 2 or finish in the top 50 of FPL? Top 50 of FPL. Like, Lucas Aikens is going to do that naturally anyway, mate. So I'd rather to finish in the top 50. Rather finish in the top 50, pal. His team is Pickford, Onana, Baldock, Chilwell, Estupinian, Saliba, Stone, Saka, and Mbeumo, Rashford, Matoma, Haaland, Jackson, and Barmer. 0.3 in the bank. Probably Matoma is a player that, like, after this game week I would be looking to get rid of. European football and Brighton's fixtures really starting to honk. Maybe you could go Rashford to Son as well. John Stone's out. Maybe down to a 4.5 would be a good one. Maybe down to a Doji, because you've got no Spurs players in this team. So that's probably my suggestion. No, thank you. Salah, a good captain option? Probably not. You're going against Gandhi there, aren't you, early doors? So I probably wouldn't go for Salah captain. I'd stick with Haaland. Yeah, I can see you've sent me a team, Cappy. We've just gone through it. Liam sent me his team. Another goat of these streams. Goat of the Denmark trip as well. Goat of the Denmark trip. Sorry, Murph. This is Liam's team for this week. Areola against City in goal, great. But, I mean, Pickford at home against Arsenal. So it's not really... It's kind of like someone's not really planned the team ahead here. Sloppy that, mate. Ped Porro, Estepinian Cash, Saka, Maddison, Rashford, and Buemo, Sterling, Visser, Haaland. I'm guessing you've made your transfer already, Liam. I'm guessing you've already made your transfer. Start Colwell or Estepinian. Up the Stags. I'd probably go with Colwell. James. It's going to be a good win for Stags today. I can feel it. 2-1. Lucas Akins and Keller Dunn. They're going to be the goal scorers. Should I take Maddison in for Foden? Yeah, why not? I don't think that's a bad suggestion. City's next three aren't that bad, though. Whereas you probably only want Maddison realistically for this game week. And then the next two, it's not as great. How do I send my team? You can send it to me on Twitter at FPLTom_, and it will be reviewed live in the YouTube and the TikTok chat as well. So yeah, all good stuff. Make sure as well, if you are on TikTok, to be absolutely spamming the shit out of that like button. It pushes it out to more people. Help us hit 10k followers. And if you want to come over to the YouTube channel as well, we're trying to hit 2,000 subs on there. That would be massively appreciated. It is a cracking little shirt, isn't it? Copenhagen away for this season. Beautiful. If you haven't seen that TikTok as well, where we went to Copenhagen, go and check that out. It's a great TikTok. It's a great TikTok. Thank you for all the likes on the live. Absolutely goats. Just pushing it out there to more people. Absolute legends. So thank you very much for that. Saliba, yes or no? Yeah, why not? I would check that TikTok out. Nice. Brought in Sterling. Cool, Liam. Then that team's fine, mate. Stones is still remaining after like weeks of being out in that team. Absolutely love it. Criminal with your goalkeeper picks this week, mate. Criminal. Absolutely criminal. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to do my predictions for this week. Go through the predictions for this week. Absolute numpty. Leno is a great differential pick this week. Probably only this week, though. And like their XG conceded is piss poor. I've said it all now. He's just gonna smash it. No, I'm not watching the game against Norgeland. Is that pronouncing it correctly? I'm not watching that game. I'm back in England now. We went out to Copenhagen just for a weekend, just to experience it. If there is any places that we should be going in future, like any kind of European away days that are like dirt cheap, let me know in either of the chats. And we'll start filming more of them because they were really good fun. Onana or Ramsdale? Wee bit scared of United's defence. Yeah, a little bit. So I'd probably go Ramsdale. Benny makes it free for Port Vale. Cheers for that, mate. Cheers for that. Nice. I will go and check out some teams in a bit on Twitter. But yeah, I will check them out. Anthony Robinson or Henry? Probably Anthony Robertson against Luton would be the way that I'd go. Areola clean sheet, no worries. Bruno or Diaz in my wildcard team? I'd probably go Bruno Fernandes. Captain Haaland or Salah or Saka or Maddison? I'd stick with Haaland for this game week. But yeah, that's the way I'd go. Right, we're going to go through my score predictions real quick for this game week. Wolves, Liverpool, I've gone for 1-1. Liverpool don't have a great record at the Molineux. Don't kind of score a lot of goals. Klopp's been whinging again this week, so I can see that happening. Villa Palace. I don't know who I was talking to about this one earlier, but it might have been Sean. If it wasn't Sean, I do apologise, mate. But I did say this would be a goal fest, so I've gone for 3-3. Fulham Luton, we've gone for 2-2. Both teams can't keep a clean sheet, but I've said it now, so it's going to be 0-0. United Brighton, I've gone for a 4-1 win for Brighton. Sorry, Murph. That's just the way it's going to go today. It's just the way it's going to go. Probably a good thing that I'm out for the 3 o'clockers. Spurs, Sheffield United. I've gone for 2-1. I think a lot of people are expecting Spurs to absolutely pummel Sheffield United. And I don't like to go with the crowd. So we're going to be a little bit different. A little bit edgy. We're going to go against that. West Ham United. I've gone West Ham. West Ham versus City, sorry. I've gone for a 3-0 win for City. Newcastle versus Brentford. I've gone for a 1-1. Bournemouth versus Chelsea. I've gone for a 2-1 win for Chelsea. Everton versus Arsenal. Arsenal, haven't won at Goodison since Arsene Wenger was in charge, 2017, which is absolutely ridiculous. So we're going to go with an Everton 1-0 win. A little bit rogue. And then Forest Burnley on Monday. It just honks of a 0-0. Just pongs of it. Absolutely reeks of a stinky 0-0, to be honest. Right. Let's answer some of your guys' questions. Make sure to be sending your team in as well on Twitter at FPLTom_. That is the best thing that you can do. Make sure to be liking the stream as well. Like I said, just pushes out to more people. We can get more people in here, more questions. Makes it worth my time on a Saturday morning. Gusto, yeah, why not? It looks like Reece James is potentially going to be injured for a few more game weeks. Estupinian or Matoma this week? I'd probably go Estupinian. Just around the comments of Ansu Fati is going to be making his debut this week, which is a little bit like, yeah, interesting. Always a honker that like, you know, he's going to play. Cappy said, appreciate you looking at my team, mate. No worries. That is what this stream is for, mate. That's what this stream is for. Should I captain Maddison or Son? If I had to pick out of the two, I'd go for Son. Would you bring Son in? Depends if you've already got a Spurs attacker. I feel if you've already got Maddison, then no. But if you've got no Spurs attackers, I definitely want one for this game week. Transferred in Højlund as a differential. I don't think it's a bad one, but personally I'm waiting to see. Haaland, I am reading some chat, mate. We're doing a dual stream here, pal. We've got like 2 chats to go. Should I get Raul Jimenez for Pedro? 0 in the bank. Fulham have got Luton. I mean, it's also Raul Jimenez. And he's not great, to be honest. I know it's a good game week this week, but Jesus, he looks poor. He looks very poor. He's not the same player he used to be, is he? So I probably wouldn't recommend that. Is Ferguson set to start? I don't know. Like, the comments De Zerbi made around his injury yesterday are a little bit kind of stinky, so probably not. Son or Haaland captain? I'm going to go Haaland captain, mate. Haaland captain all the way. Got a good record against West Ham. City as well have looked extremely strong. Should I cap Maddison? I'd probably go Haaland as my number 1 priority, then maybe look for like Spurs players if you're fancying them to do extremely well. Replacement for Martinelli in the bank, 9.7 million after removing Martinelli. Probably Son or Maddison are the top 2. Those would be the top 2. Haaland in the YouTube chat. Starting Mbeumo or Morris, and Trippier or Digne. I'd probably start Morris and then Trippier. Only concern with Digne is Moreno is back, and he was like within the top kind of echelons of kind of expected data and FB ref for defenders last season. What's my Insta? Good question. I don't even know my own Instagram handle. It's at FPLTom_. But if you want to send me a team, it's on Twitter at FPLTom_. Go to my pinned tweet, leave your team there, and we will review it live on the TikTok and the YouTube chat. So yeah, the best thing that you can do if you are on the TikTok chat is come over to YouTube. You can see my team right now on screen. You can also see your team when it is reviewed. So it's a little bit easier as well. And we're trying to hit, 2,000 subs on this channel. So yeah, help us do that. Help us do that on the YouTube. Come over. Help me out. Yeah. But yeah, do keep the likes. Keep the questions coming in as well, guys. It does massively support these streams. Mitoma or Mbeumo? I'd probably go Mbeumo. Rashford for Son, not due to upcoming fixtures. Yeah, I've seen quite a lot of people do that, to be honest. I think Rashford is definitely going to start to perform with the United fixtures like kind of turning. But obviously Son playing in that striker position, on penalties as well potentially, wearing the captain's armband, so you imagine he's going to get a lot of kind of minutes. Like, it's just super tempting, isn't it? Trent is injured, and who you should replace him with? Probably be looking to get in a Spurs defender if I didn't have one. Maybe you could do a Newcastle defender as well with their fixtures turning really good. Trippier could be a really nice shout as a Trent replacement. Pedro replacement, my number 1 top priority would be Carlton Morris if I've got the money in the bank to do that. That would be the one that I'd do. You know what we're going to go and do? Something again I've not done. You can tell I've not done a stream for like a week. Is we're going to go over to Draft Hound. And we are going to... I don't know what that's looking currently like for you guys. Probably crap. Absolutely crap. But we're going to go for the predicted lineups. Yeah, get in there. We've had a lot of questions about kind of lineups. So if you want to come over to the YouTube chat, Right now on screen, we do have the predicted lineups for all this game, all this. What am I chatting? What am I chatting sometimes? All the teams for this weekend, their predicted lineups. So if you want to come over to the YouTube chat, best thing that you can do right now, come over to the YouTube at FPL Tom. Come see the teams that are predicted on screen. Right, starting off with Arsenal's predicted lineup for their game against Everton. Ramsdale, White, Gabriel, Saliba, Zinchenko, Odegaard, Rice, Havertz, Saka, Gabby Jesus. So if you do have Nketiah, Draft Hound is predicting that Gabby Jesus is going to start, and then Martinelli. Moving on to the Aston Villa team. Martinez, Cash, Powell, Konza, Digne, Kamara, Douglas Luiz, Bailey, Diaby, McGinn, Watkins. So definitely like all the players that, you know, we want to see in there are in there. They're predicting Digne is going to start. I think Moreno might push him for a place, maybe come off the bench. So if I had Digne, probably would be looking to sell him in the next few weeks. I think he's okay for this week, but yeah, definitely want to be considering. I don't imagine anyone's got any Bournemouth players, but that's their team for this game week, according to Draft Hound. Moving on to the next team, it is Brentford. Flecken in goal, a back four of Hickey, Pinnock, Collins and Henry. I don't think that's correct. Usually when Brentford play against top teams, they play a back five. If Jake's in the stream, is predicting Collins to play as well. I know you have Nathan Collins. But yeah, usually they play a back five when they play against top teams. So that is something to be considering. Jensen, Norgard, Jan out, and Mbeumo, Visser and Sade up front. Brighton's team for today. Verbergen, Veltman, Dunk, Van Heckel, Estepinian, Gross, Gilmore, March, Ansu Fati, Matoma and João Pedro. No Ferguson. I know we've had a few questions. So people that are asking those questions, Draft Hound is predicting that João Pedro is going to play and not Ferguson. So maybe want to consider benching or potentially looking to transfer out this game week, especially with their fixtures not like being great in the long term as well. Evan Ferguson probably would be a player that I would be looking longer term to potentially take out. Burnley's predicted lineups. Yeah, I don't imagine people have any Burnley players, but there's that one. The Chelsea one: Sanchez, Diassi, Thiago Silva, Colwell, Gusto, Caicedo, Enzo, Chilwell, Gallagher, Sterling, Jackson. Don't think there's going to be any changes there. How many points in the last game week did I get? I got 78, which is pretty decent. It's very decent. Crystal Palace team for this week, still predicting Johnson's play. I'm hoping that is the case, that Johnson can remain first team goalkeeper just until I can get my wild card or get Pope in next week. Ward, Lord Rob Holden is going to be playing today after Gahey's injury. Anderson, Mitchell, Decore, Hughes, Jordan Ayew, Eze, Schlupp and Odsonne Edouard. Who am I captain this week? I'm going Salah, mate. No, I'm not. I'm not going Salah. I'm going Haaland. What am I chatting? I'm going Haaland. Everton team: Pickford, Patterson, Branthwaite, Tarkowski, Young, Garner, Decore, Onana, Danjuma, and the big man Beto up front. Nice. Captain in Maddison. I think it's definitely like a shout, but I'm personally just not going to go against Haaland this early on. Any info about City? No, the only things that we know is Kovacic, Grealish, and Stones aren't going to play this game week. That's the only things we know at the moment. That is the Fulham team right now on screen. If you are on TikTok and you want to come over to the YouTube stream, what we're doing right now is just quickly going through, if I don't hit my mic, quickly going through the predicted lineups for this week on Draft Hound and taking a look. Liverpool team for this game week: Gomez, Conte, Matip, Szoboszlai, Endo, Jones, Robertson, Salah, Gakpo and Luis Diaz. So a lot of people have been asking about Nunes. Draft Hound is predicting that Gakpo is going to play up front for this game week. Penn's still got Stones. I know someone else who still has Stones as well. A lot of people still have Stones, which is it's interesting. It's interesting, to say the least. Luton team for this game week: pretty self-explanatory. Morris, the big one. Kabore not play. Oh, Kabore is playing, sorry. They have Kabore playing. I don't think he will. City lineup, predicted by Draft Town. No kind of confirms on early team news yet. But they've gone Edison, Walker, Akanji, Ruben, Ake, Rodrigo, Bernardo Silva, Foden, Julian Alvarez, Doku and Haaland. I think that's a very strong shout as a potential team for them. United team: Onana, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Martinez, Dalot, Casemiro, Ericsson, Garnacho, Bruno Fernandes, Rashford and Højlund up top. Burnley team, Pope, Trippier, Shaw, Botman. We've had a few questions about Botman potentially playing. It does look like Drafthound is predicting that he's going to play this game week. Been back in training for the week, so I definitely think he could be playing. Longstaff, Bruno, Joe Linton, Almiron, Isak, and Gordon. Forest team for Monday, they're predicting Turner to play. A 1 year as well, another player that a lot of people have been potentially looking at. Sheffield United, Archer's in there. That's probably the only one. Spurs, I think that's pretty accurate, to be honest. Porro, Romero, Van der Veen, Doji, Sarr, Basuma, Kulu, Maddison, Solomon, and Son up front. I think that's pretty accurate. West Ham team against City, Areola, Kufal, Zuma, Agard, Emerson, Alvarez, Bowen, Paqueta, Ward-Prowse, Benrahma, and Antonio. And then the Wolves team there. I doubt anyone has any Wolves players. Right, I've seen lots of stuff is happening in the YouTube chat. So let's have a quick flick through of there. If you are on TikTok, the best thing that you can do is come over to the YouTube chat. I can read your questions a little bit easier. It doesn't just fly through. So it is a little bit easier for me to do that. So if you go to my bio at FPL Tom, answer any questions in there, come over. Who should I bench out of Isak and Buemo or Diaby? Ooh, that's tough. That is tough. That is extremely tough. Probably Isak. Probably Isak out of all those. Hey Luke, welcome to the stream, mate. No worries. Is it worth selling Jackson for a 1 year this week, then getting Jackson back next week? Someone else is... No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't sell Jackson for a 1 year just for a 1 week punt. Would not do that. Hi, can't get Son in for Foden as I need 0.1. I've got 2 free transfers, so I could go to Archer to Mbuemo as I don't intend to ever use Archer to gain that 0.1 to get Son. I think that's fine. It means you'd have then a playing striker as well at 4.5 million. So I definitely think that is an option that you could do. You could bring in Archer, get yourself the Son as well. But I think Foden is going to play, and the next 3 fixtures for City aren't too bad as well. So yeah, I definitely think that's an option you could do. A little bit of stream delay. Yeah, there is a little bit of stream delay, but that's just YouTube, isn't it? There's nothing I can really do about that. Sorry about that. Should I captain Cash? You know what I'm like. No, do not captain Matty Cash. But you know, it's going to work. Anything that I say no to, you know it's just going to go the opposite way. Nice. Josh's team's locked in. Love to see it, mate. I tweeted my team. Yeah, I'll go check some teams in a minute. Luke sent me his team as well on Twitter, so we will go and check some teams. If you are on the TikTok chat and you want your team reviewing live on the YouTube stream, come over to my Twitter at FPLTom_. Go to my pin tweet and leave it there, and it will be reviewed live on stream ahead of the FPL Gameweek 5 deadline as well. We're trying to hit 2,000 subs on the YouTube, so if you want to come over and subscribe, that would be massively appreciated as well. If you are enjoying either of the streams as well, just push it out, like, all that good stuff. All that good stuff. Start Gabriel or Henry. I'd probably go Gabriel. I think he's going to start. Start Lyle Foster or Botman. I would probably go... Who've Burnley got this week? Who have Burnley got this week? They've got Forest. I'd probably go Lyle Foster. Lyle Foster started the season extremely well. Oh, no worries, mate. You send it me on Twitter. I'll hold out looking for it at the moment. But yeah, send it me on Twitter. That is the best place you can do it. But who should I play up front? I need to know who you want to be playing up front. Captain Son or Haaland? Personally, I'm going Haaland. I don't like to go against him this early on in the season. The Son fixture is really good, and he has so much potential to absolutely smash it this week. Like I said, 90-minute man, potentially going to be on penalties, captain's armband. There's so much going for him, to be honest. So yeah, it is going to be a little bit tricky. Onana or Turner, and Eshpinian or Colwell. I'd probably go Turner and Colwell out of those two. We're going to have a drink of water because, Jesus, these streams. Copenhagen, yep. Shirt is absolutely dripping today. Looking fire. Looking fresh. Obviously, we did go to Copenhagen and we filmed it all. It's on the TikTok as well. Really good video. So if there's any suggestions on places I should go next, like any other European countries where I should go watch football, let me know. Let me know. Thank you, mate. It's honestly insane, isn't it? It's a really, really nice shirt. I am looking for like the next place that I potentially should go for like an away day with my mates. So if you know any cheap European cities, where it's like dead easy to get to, let me know. Oh mate, Copenhagen is one of my favourite cities now. It's just honestly incredible. We were riding like scooters around the city, like they're like 20p a minute. It was just brilliant. Really beautiful city as well. The football was great to see as well. But yeah, starting Buemo or Isak, I'd probably go Buemo. More likely to have kind of longer minutes and on penalties as well. Oh mate, it was great. It was really, really good. Really, really good. Loved the atmosphere. Just loved everything about it, to be honest. Like I said, one of my favourite places to go now, Denmark. Definitely think I'll go back at some point. Can I put my team in here? Of course you can, Josh. Of course you can. Bwench and Buemo, Watkins, Bruno Fernandes or Foden. I can't decide. Probably Buemo out of all of those is the one that I'd probably bench. Calvin FPL in the YouTube chat. A regular goat of these kind of streams in recent weeks as well. Start Visser or Isak or Jackson. I'd start Jackson out of those lot. Longford Town is a great club. Where's that? Is that Ireland? Great city as well, apparently. You just said it was a town. Is it a town or is it a city? You're confusing me now. Should I captain Maddison over Haaland? I'm not personally a fan of it, but I definitely can see why you would. Sheffield United are piss poor, but there are definitely pros and cons to doing it. Botman to Van der Veem. Nah, I'd hold Botman. The Newcastle fixtures coming up are great. Should put in Estepinian in for Gusto, Saliba or Porro or none. Nah, I think stick with that back line. It's better. If you could give any footballer an uppercut square in the nuts, who would it be? I would probably give one to Ollie Palmer from Wrexham. Absolute dick. Just an absolute dick. Archer for João Pedro? Yeah, I think that's a great shout. Absolutely great shout. Luke sent me his team on Twitter. If you want to send me your teams on Twitter at FPLTom_, then we will be reviewing them live on stream, on the YouTube stream, so you can come and see your team as well. Get reviewed. Palmer is a good choice. He's just a knob. He's honestly just a knob. He's just a big knob. If anyone knows of Ollie Palmer, knob. Josh's team: Turner, Estepinian, Chilwell, Adoji, Salah, Saka, Son, and Buemo, Haaland, Jackson, and Visser. Very strong for this game week, mate. Very strong. I'm guessing you're going Haaland captain as well. But yeah, I like that. Where can you send your team? You can send it me on Twitter at FPLTom_. It will be reviewed live on my YouTube channel right now as well, so you can come and see it. Ask any questions as well. The best thing that you can do if you are on TikTok is come over to the YouTube chat. The chat is a little bit slower, so I can read it. I can also go back and answer any questions, whereas sometimes the chat on TikTok just absolutely flies. As well, if you are enjoying these streams, just smash the like button. It just pushes it out to more people. It's great. It's what we want to see as well. No, I wouldn't do that. I'd keep Salah in, especially with their fixtures coming up. He's probably the only Liverpool asset that I'd want. Nice, Josh. Haaland captain. Yeah, I wouldn't be taking a -4. Wouldn't be taking a -4. Right, we've had some teams apparently sent to us on Twitter. It looks that way. It does look that way. Lewis FPL, he's watching the stream. What do you think of this? One transfer in, and it's got Morris, but he's benched him. But I mean, looking at that team, it is ridiculously strong. Turner, Gvardiol, Chilwell, Adoji, Bruno, Rashford, Foden, Saka, Sterling, Jackson, Haaland, Johnson, Morris in, Estepinian, Baldock. Yeah, I don't really know who you'd potentially bench to get Morris in. That's a super difficult decision. Maybe Jackson is the only one, but like I said, I'd probably still play him this game week over Morris. So yeah, I think that team is looking ridiculously strong, Lewis. Sefi, I want to say Sefi, if you're in either of the YouTube or the TikTok chats. I do apologise if I just absolutely butchered your name, but we are reviewing your team right now. How often do I think about the Roman Empire? Every single night, mate. Every single night. The glory of Rome is forever. You know. Turner, Colwell, Adoji, Chilwell, Saka, Odegaard, Maddison, captain. Ooh, Bruno Fernandes, Rashford, Haaland, Jackson, Estepinian, Henry, Semenyo. It's good. I know a lot of people have. I'd probably put that vice on Haaland. Just in case any last minute injuries happen to Maddison that we randomly find out about. Should I get Morris for Visser? Potentially, yeah, but not for a minus. Bring in Son for Bruno or Saka. Ooh, that's difficult. That is difficult. Probably not. Where do you send me team? At FPLTom_ on Twitter. Go to my pin tweet, leave the team there, and that is the best place to do it. So yeah, if you want to go to the bio, click on the YouTube stream, then come over to the Twitter, then you get to see your team on screen as well. So it's all good. At FPLTom_ pin tweet, leave it there, then we can review it. FPL JS25, he sent me his team for this game week. Turner, Gvardiol, Gabriel, Chilwell, and Mbeumo, Rashford, Bruno, Saka, Maddison captain again. A lot of people go Maddison captain. Haaland, Jackson, and then the bench of Johnson, Alvarez, Archer, Henry. I really like that. I think that's super strong, to be honest. No qualms with that. Maybe my only qualm is not going Haaland captain, but you do you, mate. You do you. I don't think Maddison is a bad captain shout for this game week, but personally I'm leaning more towards Haaland. But yeah. Messages. Luke sent me his team as always. Make sure you guys can see that. You can. Great. Luke sent me his team. Goalkeeper's been cut off, Luke, but I'll have a guess. Mate. Ruben Diaz, Chilwell, Colwell, Foden, and Mbeumo, Rashford, Saka, Maddison, Haaland, captain, Jackson. Yep. That's fine, mate. No qualms with that. Very strong team going into this game week. More people are sending me the teams. Thomas _ FPL has sent me his team. Turner, Adoji, Saliba, Chilwell, Rashford, Saka, and Mbeumo, Maddison, Bruno Fernandes, Jackson, and Haaland. Onana. Right, thanks, Luke. I think that's a really good team. I know, again, someone else has gone for Maddison captain. Personally, my preference is to go for Haaland, but I can see why people are potentially going against Haaland this week. That fixture is absolutely delicious. But yeah, personally, I would be leaning towards Haaland, but I can fully understand why people are going Maddison or Son this game week. But yeah, that team is really good. Is this Thomas's team? Yeah, Thomas FPL. Very strong team, mate. Very strong team for this game week. Tim Brown, I think you're in the TikTok chat. We are reviewing your team right now, mate, on the YouTube chat. Turner, Chilwell, Adoji, Tete in. Nice. Saka and Mbeumo, Rashford, Diaby, Salah, Morris and Haaland. That's an interesting one. So you've got Tete and Morris. So what kind of result are you hoping for there? Are you hoping for Morris goals or a Fulham clean sheet and Morris blanks? It's a little bit of a tricky one, to be honest. I get Tete has this good fixture, but I think you have to pick one or the other for me. Maybe start Henry or Estepinian. That'd be the only way I'd do it, potentially. Foden or Watkins start? I'd probably go Watkins. Cash or Gusto? I'd probably go Cash. Haaland or Salah or Son captain? I'm leaning towards going for Haaland, but can completely understand why people are going for Son captain. Should I use my wildcard and bring in Morris for the double? If you're on your wildcard, then yes. And yeah, I would be looking to bring in Morris. Good fixtures up until the double. And the double as well is always great to see. Always great to see. Trent out or just roll the transfer? Depends what the rest of your team is looking like. Would you start Sanchez or Turner? I'd start Turner, and if he doesn't play, then you obviously have Sanchez coming in. So I'd do that. Will Nketiah or Jesus start? I think Jesus is going to start, to be honest, this game week. I think Jesus is going to be the one that starts. 50 minutes till the deadline as well, guys. So make sure you're getting your teams locked in. Make sure you're getting your transfers locked in. As we are fast approaching the deadline. Saka or Odegaard? I would go for Saka. I'd go for Saka. Hello from Asia. What team do you cheer? We support Mansfield, which is that team there. There, Mansfield in League Two. I imagine you've never heard of us, and there's probably good reason for that. But yeah, I'm a Mansfield fan. I missed your team on Twitter. Did I? Apologies if I didn't. I mean, I haven't. We've gone through everyone's team, so maybe send it me again. I've done everyone's team today. Done everyone's team so far. That has already sent them in. Prediction for Manchester United Brighton. I've gone for a 4-1 win for Manchester United over Brighton. Even though Aurier is yellow flag, should I play him over Gusto? I don't actually know about Aurier's injury. So I'd probably play Gusto. Should I go for Gusto if I can't afford Chilwell? He's probably only going to be a pick for the next few weeks. But yeah. What about Evan Ferguson? I don't think he's going to play, looking at the comments, to be honest. And I think longer term, you're probably going to want to remove him. Morris is probably a nice, easy shout. Is Solanke a good differential? When the fixtures are right, I definitely think so. But for now, probably not. Tim's over on the YouTube. Great. With the defender Chilwell sits, then the other 4 is rotation, as the tweet says. I really like Morris next 4 game weeks and plays twice in double game weeks. The way. Yeah. I 100% agree with your point on Morris as well. He is looking a very good option, to be honest. Tim, I brought him in this game week. I'm very happy to have brought Morris in for this game week, to be honest. Okay, my team right now is Edison, Chilwell, Estupiñán, Adoji, Botman, Odegaard, and Buemo, Sterling, Saka, Haaland, Isaac, subs are Ariola, Trent, Dinga. And what was your question? Trent out or roll the transfer? You could do... you've already got Estupiñán. You could do... You've already got Botman as well, so... Maybe a Dinger might be a better one to remove, or Vinicius. Maybe try and see if you could get Morris, maybe, or just roll the transfer and hope Trent's back next week. If you had Saliba, would you start him over Estupiñán? I like Estupiñán attacking potential. I do as well, and I think he'll definitely get chances against United. My only concern with Estupiñán is the potential that he might potentially be rotated, just down to the fact that he got in quite late from international duty. But I definitely think Saliba away at Everton is not a fixture to kind of turn your nose up. FC Copenhagen, get in there, boy. Get in there, boy. MTFC as well. They are my team that I actually support. We just went to Copenhagen. If you haven't seen that TikTok, it is on the channel. Go and check that out. It's a really good one. I can review your teams. I do review people's teams. It is done on Twitter at FPLTom_. And then if you come over to the YouTube channel, then you'll get to see your team reviewed live as well. So yeah, I'm a Mansfield fan. We're going to beat Colchester today. That's who we're playing, Luke. I saw your chat as well a little bit earlier about that. Who are Mansfield playing? We're playing Colchester. Do I like which club? Where are you from, mate? I'm originally from Mansfield, but now I live in Leeds. But yeah, I do support Mansfield. That is where I'm from. Mate, I love Copenhagen. We went to a game for less than 150 quid. If you haven't seen that TikTok, it's really good. It's on the channel, and it was a great experience. I definitely want to go back to Denmark. Definitely want to go back to Copenhagen at some point. It was great. Turner, Gusto, Adoji, Chilwell, Son, Saka, Jota, Maddison, Alvarez, Haaland, and a Wanyi. That's my team. Very strong for this game week. Like that. Oh, 100% we're getting promoted this season. We look absolutely phenomenal. The injuries, again, are always going to be a concern. Nigel Clough must be just like doing something incredible in training with them just to injure them all every single week. Should I take João Pedro out? Yeah, I probably would. For like Morris would be my top suggestion. But yeah. Odegaard or Bowen? Probably Odegaard. Leno, Adoji, Cash, Chilwell, Saka, Maddison, Sterling, and Buemo, Haaland. Awonyi and Alvarez. Yeah, it's good. And the shirt is fire. The Copenhagen away shirt is absolutely fire. Not going to lie. Should I change anyone? I've got Trippier, Rico, and Foden. No, I wouldn't change anyone. Yes, I will be reviewing it. We'll be reviewing it live on the YouTube stream right now as well. So if you are on TikTok and you want to come over to the YouTube stream, you get to see my face, you get to see my team, you get to see my graphics. And if I'm reviewing your team, it will be live on the stream. So yeah, come over. If you want to send your team as well, at FPL Tom_. Would you sell Saka or Bruno for Son? No, I wouldn't. Would you sell Sterling for Son? Probably a little bit more. Probably a little bit more. I would be tempted to do that one. But best mid under 5 mil, probably like. Good question. Let's go and have a look. Some under 5 million midfielders. Probably not a lot of good talent around there, is there? Yeah, it's pretty poor, isn't it? Souček maybe would be the one, especially with all their set pieces. Other than that, like, it's very slim pickings in this kind of bracket, isn't it? It's very slim pickings for players. Garnacho might get some starts as well now, so he might be a potential one to go for under 5 million. But other than that, it's a little bit slim. Maybe Marvelous Nakamba to get the double. They're probably my suggestions. Yeah, I was shocked that we didn't go try and get Nathan Bishop back, but we've got Christy Pym back. He was on loan last year from Peterborough. We bought him back in. I think we just wanted to keep a settled side. I imagine Nathan Bishop had quite high wage demands as well. Gilmore's one of them where European football is going to start, so I definitely think there's going to be a little bit more rotation. Give it a few more weeks and Eze might be under 5 mil. It's true. Everyone else is flogging him. Yeah, we'll go and have a look at teams on Twitter in a second. Thank you for sending me them ones. If you want your team reviewed on the Twitter chat, on the YouTube chat, then do come over at FPL Tom_. Follow me on there. Send me your team, pin tweet, all that good stuff. Saliba is currently on my bench. I have 2 free transfers, need to use 1. Do I take him out for cash or a double game week defender? Keeping in mind I'm planning on wildcard later than others. Send me a team, FPL Aguero, and we can kind of help you out and make sure you use the free transfer the best that you can. I don't think it's risky. I don't think it's risky to captain Son over Haaland. I just think like you have to, take it with it. Yeah, $5,000 a week for a goalkeeper is absolutely ridiculous. Like, he's good, but, not worth $5,000 a week. Right, apparently we've had lots of teams sent. Apparently not, though. People have sent me their teams, but none of them are appearing. Let's go and have a look at the tweet, see if they're, like, hidden. As always, there's always some that are just randomly hidden. Here we go. So, Matthew Carr sent me his 5 minutes ago. Turner in goal, Estepinian, Walker, Saliba, and Mbeumo, Saka, Salah, Maddison captain, Haaland, Julian Alvarez, João Pedro. I think that team's looking extremely strong. We've already spoke quite a lot on this stream already about captaincy. I definitely think it's not the worst suggestion that you can do with Maddison or Son captain over Haaland. I'm just personally leaning the other way, but I can 100% see why people are potentially doing that. Who else has sent me their team? Adam9Es has sent me the team. Morris in for Isak. Probably. I'd put Morris in over Isak. But then I'd also change my goalkeeper situation around if I was to do that, to be honest, mate. But yeah. Morris in for Isak and then Vicario in for Leno, I think would make quite a lot of sense to do, to be honest. Where do you send your team? At FPL Tom_ on Twitter. If you want to go to my bio, click on the YouTube. It'll take you to the Twitter as well. And yeah, then I can answer your questions. You can get your team reviewed live on the YouTube stream as well. You can see all that good stuff. Some more people are following me. Thank you very much. If you want your team reviewing, like I said, do come over and I will try and review as many as possible. Doesn't look like we've had any other ones come in at the moment. Oh, my fungus has said, Tom, would you start Mbeumo or Botman? probably Mbeumo. I'm going Enzo. I reckon Enzo or Garnacho. Ooh, I think Garnacho is definitely going to see more minutes with kind of the Anthony issue. But Enzo's a very good shout as well. Pedro out for Archer or Morris. Yeah, probably. Start Botman or Dunk. Probably start Botman. Turner or Edison. I'd probably play it safe and play Edison. Edward or Visser. Probably Visser. Start Eze or Mbeumo. Probably Mbeumo. Probably Mbeumo. They have a really good record against top 6 sides, do Brentford. Should I put Foden over Saka as Arsenal don't do great at Goodison and he's carrying an injury? Yeah, I think Foden's definitely going to start the game. So that's probably what I'd do. I'd probably do that. Start Botman or Dunk. I'd start Botman. Jota or Eze. I'd probably go Eze. Just at you in my post on Twitter. Cool, FPL Aguero. Let's go and check out your team, mate. Cool. Hi there, bro. Can you rate my team, please? 1.8 in the bank. 2 free transfers. Need to use 1 transfer. Thinking of Saliba to cash or a double game week defender. Let's have a look. Saliba to cash. So you got 1 free transfer. 1.8 in the bank. Well, what you could do is you could go. So I'd probably either go Saliba to maybe Trippier, as their fixtures are really good after game week 6. So I think in game week 6 they play Sheffield United, so that's potentially something you could do there. So Saliba to Trippier, or maybe Fabian Schär, or Botman as well. And then you get in Sheffield United for the Newcastle game as well. I think that's potentially something you could do. And then take 2 free transfers into next week as well. So that's probably what I'd suggest. Over potentially going for one of the double game week defenders at the moment. So that would probably be my suggestion, FPL Aguero. That is what I'd do with my team. That is what I would do with my team. Look to bring in a Newcastle defender. But yeah. Diaz or Mbeumo, I'd probably go Mbeumo. I think Klopp was moaning about players coming back late from international duty. So I'd probably do that. Just absolutely spanked my mic, so sorry about that. Fake Haaland. Nice. Edward or Visser. I'd probably go Visser. Diaz or Jackson. I'd probably go Jackson. At least I know Jackson's going to play. At least I know Jackson is going to be playing. Just over half an hour till the deadline. My neck is hurting doing these streams. Jesus. This chair is super uncomfy. But yeah, do keep your questions coming in, guys, as we are approaching the deadline as well. If you are enjoying either of the streams, make sure to be liking them. It pushes them out to more people. Whether that's on TikTok or on YouTube, make sure to be smashing the like button. Yeah, just pushes it out to more people, and it's great to see as well. Keep your questions coming in, as I will try to answer as many as possible. If you are on the TikTok, the best thing that you can do is come over to YouTube and ask me questions on there, as it's a little bit easier, and we're trying to hit 2,000 subs by the end of today. We're super close, so come and help me out. Start Gabriel or Estepinian? I'd start Gabriel. Any team news on City, apart from the ones that we've heard about John Stones being injured? That is pretty much it. We're going to have a check of... Where is it? Leaked team news and FPL. Let's have a look if there's been any kind of team news. Doesn't really look like it, to be honest. Doesn't look like there's been any kind of team news at the moment in time. So yeah, no team news ahead of the early kickoff either at the moment. But as soon as there is, I will keep you guys updated. If you want to put it in the chat as well, if you do hear about any early team news, that would be greatly appreciated. No, Botman's been back in training all week, FPL Aguero. And I get your point, but like, if you look at the fixtures for the next few, they are really strong for Newcastle. I do get your point there. But in terms of fixtures after this week, it's Sheffield United, Burnley, West Ham, Crystal Palace and Wolves. I definitely think that's a run you want to be picking up a few players for. Definitely so. Do you think Gabriel will start? I think he will. Don't have a playing backup goalie. Only got Pickford. Bring in Edison. I don't personally like wasting my free transfers on goalkeepers. I feel like they're limited to kind of 6 points, especially a player like Edison who doesn't pick up bonus points. They're very much limited to picking up 6 points. So yeah, I wouldn't be recommending wasting a free transfer on a goalkeeper, especially like a backup. Just play Pickford and hope for a positive result. Everton have a really good record against Arsenal at Goodison as well. Awoniyi or Alvarez? I'd probably go Awoniyi. Name a footballer for an edit. I would go Lucas Akins. If you don't know him, get to know him. If Nunez doesn't play, should I pick Bowen instead? Yes. Should I start Morris over Chilwell? Ooh, spicy. It is Carlton Morris season, if you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen. So why not? Why not? Go for it, mate. Go for it. I don't think Chilwell's a bad shout, though, away at Bournemouth. Maybe if there's another fixture that you potentially could rotate, that might look a little bit better, Nacho. Who should I put in? Botman or Estepinian? Botman's been back in training, so I'd probably go Botman. Do I take a -4 to change any of my midfield? Foden, Sterling, Maddison and Buemo to like Son to Rashford? No, I wouldn't be taking a -4 for that. I think you've already got one Spurs attacker for that game week. The fixtures in game week 6 and 7 aren't great for Spurs either. So I definitely think as long as you've got one attacker, you'll be fine. One mid, one forward, and Buemo starting. And Buemo, Sterling, Alvarez, Nunez. I'd probably go Sterling and Alvarez. Tom, I'm going to get Son in. Who do I sell out? Sterling or Saka? That's tough. That is tough. Sterling or Saka? I think, personally, I prefer Saka as an option, just with the fact that he gets penalties over Sterling. So probably would say sell Sterling, but it's a really difficult decision, that one. Should I captain Maddison or Haaland? I'm sticking with Haaland, but I can 100% see why people are going for the Spurs players. But personally, I'm sticking with Haaland. Stick with the pack early on. He's got a good record against West Ham as well. Bruno, Rashford or Bruno to Son this week? I'd probably do Rashford over Bruno. Who should I captain? Salah, Saka or Haaland? I'd captain Haaland. I would captain Haaland. I'm captaining Haaland. I'm sticking with the pack early on. He's got a good record against West Ham. And that's just kind of the logic for me. He's just inevitable as well. Obviously, the fixture is really good. I think Maddison is one of those players as well who's not going to get like a hat trick. I feel if you've got Son, I'd probably be more leaning towards going for Son captain over Maddison. But yeah, that's the way. Yeah, 100%. 100% agree with that point there, Tim, in the YouTube chat there. 100% agree. The fixtures for the next two aren't amazing. So definitely after that. Yes, Luke, I do think Gabriel will start. I do think Gabriel will start this week. Hopefully we can get some early team news for the Liverpool game. I imagine we will. Half an hour till the deadline. 11 o'clock deadline today for game week 5. I think it's 11:30. Pretty sure it's 11:30. No, it's 11. It's 11. I was going to say. It is 11. Do keep your questions coming in on TikTok and on YouTube, as we will try to answer as many as we can before the deadline. Gusto or Estepinian? I have Bruno also. I'd probably go Gusto over Estepinian. I probably would go Gusto over Estepinian. Let's take a look at predicted points for this game week. The highest predicted points for game week 5, courtesy of Draft Hound. Son is leading the way on 8.7, so I definitely think if you've got Son captain, he is probably worth the armband. I'm also sticking with Haaland. He is second on this list with 8. Maddison in third with 7.6. Then Salah with 6.9. Adoji with 6.6. Then Saka with 6.5. Odegaard with 6. Trent, who's out. And then Julian Alvarez with 5.8. So Son, according to DraftHound, is leading the way for predicted points for this game week, which is very interesting to see. 8.7 predicted points for him, only 8 for Haaland. So like I said, if you do have Son, I definitely think it's worth a consideration, potentially going for captain over Haaland, but personally I'm just sticking with the pack early on. Going with Haaland, he's going to be the majority. I think Son is around 13 or 14% owned at the current time of streaming. So I don't think if he does slap, you're going to be missing out too much. The next 2 fixtures as well aren't too great. Someone's captain Sterling. Oof. Interesting. Rogue shout. Maddison or Son? I'd probably be going Son. Playing in the strike role, on penalties as well, with the captaincy armband. Just makes a lot more sense. Some questions flying in. Do I put in Foden over Saka even though I have Haaland and Alvarez? No, I'd probably play Saka. There. Everyone's saying about this Saka injury, and like, I think he kind of just rebuffed it a little bit, did Arteta? Kind of pushing that kind of comment back. Alvarez or Nunez? I'd be going Alvarez. Someone thinks Haaland blanks today. Maybe. Maybe not. We'll wait and see. Cunha masterclass inbound. I could easily see it. You know, Wolves have a really good record against Liverpool, especially in terms of like not losing heavily. So I definitely think that game is up for grabs. Thoughts on Mbama to Morris and playing him for game week 7. Playing him for Maddison in game week 7. Yeah, that's my plan. That is my plan to do with my team, Luke. I've already done it. And Mbama's come out and I've gone for Morris for that double game week. It's just a really good option, isn't he? Just a really good option. Do I play Saka or Foden? I already have him starting. No, I already answered this one. I play Saka. Agree with Tim's point there as well. Tim, you're making some very good points in this YouTube chat. I'm enjoying it. Mate. Do Copenhagen win today? Yeah, go on then. We'll have a Copenhagen win today. I hope so. If you want to send me your teams, by the way, at FPLTom_ on Twitter, go to my pinned tweet and you can see it there. If you join in the TikTok stream as well, we are streaming on YouTube as well. So come over to there. It's a little bit easier for me to read your questions and you get to see all the cool graphics, my team, predicted points, all that good stuff. So if you want to come over to the YouTube channel, FPLTom on YouTube and try and help us hit 2,000 subs by the end of today. Would be huge if we could do it. Absolutely huge. Game week 5 captain. Personally, I'm leaning towards Haaland. I would be going Haaland over Maddison, especially in terms of predicted points as well. Haaland is predicted more than Maddison. Son the top as well. I'm gonna have a drink. We're finishing off glass number 1. Sell Foden for Maddison. I think it's one of them where you're probably only going to play, like, you're going to get one good fixture out of Maddison in the next 3. Whereas with Foden, you're probably getting the next 3, but it is a little bit like rotation risk and Champions League. So probably, yeah, I would. Salah captain? Nah, would not be captaining Salah against Wolves. They don't have a great record there, Liverpool. Like, they don't batter them. And Salah's just, he's not quite there. I know he's been very consistent, but he's not been like absolutely slapping it. Nice, Tim. Nice. Top 40k. Hopefully with a little bit of help from myself as well. We can get you even higher. Have you put any like money into these mini leagues? That's something that I'm exploiting this year. Money into the mini leagues. Because I'm just a bit too good. Captain Haaland all the way. Nunez, let's go and have a look. Shall we? About see if we've got any early team news kicking about, flying about. Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like there's any early team news currently at the moment, which is a little bit of a concern. We'll go check out Lazy FPL. He always sometimes has something. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's too much going around at the moment in terms of early team news, which is a little bit disappointing. Hopefully we can get some thoughts on Jota. Yeah, that's kind of maybe not. If you have any kind of any team news, let me know. Ishmael 535 here. Wow, where are you from, Ishmael? Because that is early. That's way too early, pal. I would not be getting up for the deadline for that. Commitment, though. Commitment, though. Where are you from, Ishmael? I wasted 8 points for Turner and Maddison. Whoops. Whoops. Do keep the questions coming in, guys, as we are approaching the deadline. 25 minutes till the deadline. Yeah. Keep the questions coming in. Any questions that you have for your team, start Archer or Mbuemo. I would be starting Mbuemo. Would you go with Nunes or Alvarez? I'd be going with Alvarez over Nunes. Bench 1, Gusto, Cash, Mbuemo, Adoji. I'd probably bench Mbuemo. I'd probably bench Mbuemo in that situation. It would be good if Maddison got 8 points. It would be good. Estepinian or Archer, I'd go Estepinian. Bring in Watkins or Isak. I'd probably more leaning towards Isak with Sheffield United in game week 6, but they do have Champions League coming up, so there is potentially going to be a little bit more rotation. Start Botman or Estepinian. I'd probably go Botman. Probably go Botman. So right, Tim. So right, mate. Do keep the questions coming in, guys. Any questions that you have about your teams, I'm just kind of flicking around, making sure that there's any early team news that we can bring you straight away. But it's looking pretty quiet, to be honest. It's looking a little bit quiet, which is a worry. Hopefully we do get some Liverpool team news late on for people that have Liverpool players. I know quite a few people have Darwin and stuff like that. So hopefully we can get some early team news. Like I said, if you are enjoying the streams, make sure to be liking them, following, subscribing, all that good stuff. Pushes it out to more people, which is what we want. We want to be doing that. Someone sent me the team in the YouTube chat. Edison, Martinez, Diassi, Romero, Luis Diaz, Mbuemo, Bruno Fernandes, Rice, Watkins, Nicholas Jackson, Haaland, and on my bench, Onana, Semedo, Estepinian, and Benrahma. The question is, who do I bring in for Benrahma? How much is Benrahma? And why have you got Rice? Is my next question. Benrahma is 5.9. You could bring in Morgan Gibbs-White. That could be an option as a potential play that you could bring in for him. In terms of other players, James Ward-Prowse, if you've got a little bit of money in the bank as well, that could be an option. Danjuma, Everton have a good kind of fixture run coming up, but it's also Everton, so probably not. Does Nunes start? Don't know yet. We're waiting for early team news. Martinelli for Maddison. Yeah, I think that's worth doing. Trippier or Gusto? I'd probably go Gusto this week. Rice got me massive points last game. Yeah, but he's not a consistent point scorer. Jeff in the YouTube chat as well, a goat of these streams. Thank you for coming along, Jeff. Any questions about your team, mate? Do get them in. Does Alvarez start? I believe so. I think he does. I think Alvarez starts this week, so I'd be looking to bring him in. João Pedro and Bruno to Archer and Son. I'm not a fan of taking Bruno out. To be honest, Jeff. If you've got any other players that you might want to look to take out, then they might be a little bit more suggestible, to be honest. Isak or Mbuemo? I think Mbuemo, you get the penalties there, don't you? It's always a good asset to have. I got 2.4 million in the bank. Oh, that makes things a little bit more spicy then. So that would be 6. I mean, if you haven't got Maddison, have you? Yeah, you haven't got Maddison, so there you go. If you can afford him, 6, 7, yeah, there you go. So I go Maddison or Diaby. It's another good shout. I'm on a wild card. Should I go for Salah and Sterling or Son and Rashford? Salah's fixtures are really good after game week 8, so you've got to find a way to get him into that team at some point. But Son is looking tasty. Maybe I'd probably go Salah and Sterling personally, for longer term fixtures. But Son is definitely a player I would be trying to cram in there. If I can't get him in, I'd probably go Maddison. Should I play both Maddison and Son in my wildcard? Yeah, 100%. This fixture is great for this game week. I'd 100% be playing both. Why not? 100%. Opinion on Digne, I wouldn't be looking to bring him in. Going to see some rotation with Europa Conference League. Moreno's back as well. So yeah, Captain Son or Haaland. I'm personally leaning more towards Haaland, but can 100% see why people are going for Son. He is higher on predicted points as well this week, according to Draft Hound as well. So definitely one to consider, but personally I'm leaning more towards Haaland. But Son in the number 9 role, on penalties potentially as well. I think Gabriel starts. Akanji or Estupiñán, I'd play Akanji. Onana or Turner, I'd probably play Turner, and if he doesn't play, you get Onana coming in. Gabriel or Estupiñán, I play Gabriel. Best wildcard team, there is one on the channel if you want to go check that out. At FPL Tom on YouTube. Come over, there's a video there. Wildcard team, done. There you go, mate. Eze as well is a really good shout. Tim in the YouTube chat. I get that, but then after that, after the next two, it's really nice again. So as long as you've got benchable options in game week 6 and 7, maybe for Maddison, but he's one of those players that could easily turn up in those big games. Yes, Jeff, sorry. Send me a team. If you want to send me your team as well, then at FPL Tom_ if you're on TikTok. Come over to the pinned tweet, send me a team. That's the best thing you can do. I'm going to be different and keep Matoma and roll my transfer and not get Son in. Ooh, risky. But, you know, Brighton have a good record at United, so why not? Why not? Right, let's have a look if Jeff sent me his team. Where's your team, Jeff? Where is it, pal? It's not there. Unless it's hidden. Because some people's teams are hidden. Because you're not allowed to have your team seen by me for some reason. It's not there yet, pal. It's not there yet. Let's have a quick scout of Twitter. See if we've got any early team news coming in. Doesn't look like there's any early kind of team news on City potentially coming out from one reliable source. FPL Main Road has no team news. The only players that he knows are definitely out are Grealish, Kovacic, Stones and KDB. So yeah, that's the only kind of early team news that we've got at the moment. John has sent me his team on Twitter. Let's take a quick look at that. If you want to send me your team at FPLTom_, if you are on the TikTok, the best thing that you can do is go to the bio, click it there, and we can review your team. Pickford, Saliba, Cash, Chilwell, Rashford, and Mbeumo, Maddison, Saka, Foden, Haaland, Jackson, Estupiñán. I think you've got all the players correct. Everyone looks right there. Obviously, the goalkeeper situation isn't great, but I'd save the free transfer, to be honest. I think that team's super strong going into this game week. The only transfer that you might want to make is going Mbama to Morris, but it's not like a priority, is it, to be honest? Or maybe Baldock to one of the Luton defenders, but personally just roll. The team's strong enough and should make it through this game week. So yeah, I'd roll. I would roll. Ethan sent me his team as well. 2 free transfers, 0 in the bank. Ooh, shady about that. 0 in the bank, isn't it? The team is looking ridiculously strong. It's a shame you've got no money in the bank to do that. João Pedro to what's his name? What's the guy's name? Morris, that's the guy's name. It's a shame you've got no money in the bank to do that. So if rather than burn in a transfer, maybe you could replace Kabore with one of the other Luton defenders, because Kabore obviously didn't feature in the last game. So that probably makes sense to do that. I think Bell has played every single 90 minutes. I know he's late coming back from international duty, but he seems to be like more nailed than Kabore. So that's potentially something you could do rather than burning your free transfer. That makes more sense to me. I wouldn't worry about Cash's minutes. Moreno's a left back. Cash is on the right. So I don't think that affects him. FPL Aguero. No worries, Jeff, mate. No worries. Good looking footy today. Good looking footy. If you want to send me a team, at FPLTom_ on Twitter. It'll be reviewed live on the YouTube stream as well. So yeah, that's the best place you can do. Come over there. Should I do Watkins to Alvarez and Matoma to Son for a -4? No, I wouldn't be doing a -4 for that. Would not be doing a -4 for that. Let's go and have a scout round on Twitter. 15 minutes till the deadline, guys. Make sure you are getting your teams in. All that good jazz. Let's give that a refresh. See if there's any kind of leaked team news. Hopefully we can get some for Liverpool. Is it FPL Rock? That's the guy who usually has the Liverpool team news. We'll give him a follow. But yeah. Doesn't look like there is any kind of team news kicking about at the moment, which is a little bit disappointing. Who would you spend that 0.8 on? I need to know. I don't know any Liverpool lineups currently at the moment, unless anyone else does. Right, we're going to get a poll going, guys. We are going to get a poll going, and we're going to ask in the YouTube chat captains for this game week. Right, a poll's just gone in. Make sure to be answering that, guys. Your captains for this game week. Chris has just sent me his team on Twitter as well, so we'll do that. But yeah, make sure to be sending your team in as well on Twitter if you want it reviewed at FPLTom_. But yeah, let's review Chris's team right now. So here is Chris's team. Leno, Udogie, Cash, Saliba, Maddison, Sterling, Salah, Saka, and Mbeumo, Haaland, Julian, Alvarez. I think that's a very good team, to be honest. There are no kind of qualms I would have that one. Rate my team. Should I go for Sterling and Alvarez for Semenyo and Son? I wouldn't personally be going to Semenyo. I'd probably go for Archer. Oh no, you've already got Archer. Then you've not really got a good second forward, so probably not. I wouldn't be doing that. You've already got Maddison as well, so I'd stick with that, to be honest. Yeah, I'm reading it now, Chris. I'd stick with what you've got, to be honest. I think as long as you've got one Spurs attacker in there, I wouldn't be worried about the rest. Right, what is happening on the YouTube side of things? Make sure to get the poll going, guys. Who you're captaining for this game week? It would be interesting to find out. Get your votes in. Right, transfer Gabriel to Udogie or hold? Yeah, I think that's fine to do. Done. Cash is not the centre back. No, he's the right wing back in that back, like the back three, and then there's two wing backs. He plays as one of the wing backs. Mbeumo or Sabitslai, I'd play Mbeumo. Take Martinelli out for Son? Yes. Do it. If anyone has got any early team news or anyone is kind of revealing early team news, let me know on Twitter where we can go and find that. As well, if you are enjoying either of the streams, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Follow me. But yeah. We've got 10 minutes till the deadline. So, just absolutely spam the shite out of the like button. Just spam it. Spam it for us. Take Jackson out or Isak? No. Udogie or Romero? I'd be going Udogie. More reliable for longer term points. Alvarez or Højlund? I'd be going Alvarez at the moment. Maddison captain or Haaland? I'd stick with Haaland. Højlund or Alvarez? I'd probably stick with Alvarez for now. Worth risking the captaincy on Son? Definitely. Definitely so. Highest predicted points for this game week, so definitely something I would do. Should I start Archer over Chilwell? No. No, I would not be doing that. Would not be doing that. Transfer out Matoma, Eze, or Visser for anyone. I mean, you potentially could do Matoma out for like Diaby with their fixtures turning good in game week 8, or maybe like Anthony Gordon as like my rogue shout. Potential. Something there you could consider. Visser replacements, probably be looking at like Morris for the next few weeks, especially with the double coming up. I've got Aurier and Ferguson, both have 75%. Will they play? I don't think Ferguson's going to play. I don't know too much about the Aurier injury, but yeah, I don't think Ferguson's going to play. Gabriel or Gusto? I'd play Gusto. Right, let's have a look. Surely there's got to be like some early team news kicking about. Surely someone's got something somewhere. You'd hope. Doesn't look like it though, does it? Doesn't look like it. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. I thought we would have some, to be honest. Usually we're quite good for Liverpool leaks, but it's looking very quiet unless someone has some. Unless someone knows something that I don't. Alvarez on Buemo. Probably go Alvarez. Best defenders for around 5 mil. Probably Adoji, Cash, Henry. They're probably my top picks. Doesn't look like we have any kind of early team news, which is a little bit concerning. Which is very concerning. Interesting. We are approaching the deadline, guys. 9 minutes to go. Onana or Turner, I would go for play Turner, and then if he doesn't play, you get Turner. Henry or Cash for this week, I'd go Cash. All the time since you told me to get Morris, I've been trying to go in transfers, but it was kicking me out, and I'm finally... Oh dear. That's not good. That's not good, Luke. That is not good. Is anyone else having issues apparently making transfers? Because that's a little bit edgy if it is. Whoops. Saka or Sterling captain? Why are you not going Haaland? Or Son, for that matter? Alvarez or Jackson? Have Sterling and Chile. Scared to triple up? Yeah, I'd go Alvarez then. Or Morris. Carlton Morris, mate. Get to know. Pedro or Ferguson? I think Pedro's got a higher probability of playing. Haven't got Son. Right, okay. Then Haaland. Haaland as captain. Oh, cool. I'm glad it worked, Luke. Welcome to the club as well, the Morris Club. It's an elite members club. As you know, these things kind of work out extremely well usually as well. Do keep your questions coming in, guys. We've got 7 minutes till the FPL Game Week 5 deadline. If you have any questions about your team, do get them in. Thank you for everyone who's been here for the past 2 hours. I'm not a fan of these morning streams, I'm not going to lie. They're long. Much prefer the Friday afternoons. Play Onana or Turner. Like I've said, I've been telling people to play Turner, and if he doesn't play, then you get Onana coming in. So it's not the worst. Raul Jimenez, no, he doesn't look good. I know they're playing Luton, but yeah, Jesus. Who to bench? Kabore, Eze, or Matoma? Kabore. I can't guarantee his minutes. 7 minutes to go, and guess what my transfer is? I don't know, mate. Bring Morris in. Come on. Get on the Morris hype train. Come on. Join me. Chilwell or Cash? I'd probably play Chilwell. Alvarez or Jackson or Foden? Foden and Jackson, I'm guessing. Probably Alvarez and Jackson. Yeah. Struggling between Gabriel and Estupinian. It is a difficult one. I'd probably be leaning towards Gabriel. I probably would. Just about. But it is a difficult one. Should I start Isaac or Trippier or March? I'd start Trippier. Haaland, Salah, or Son to captain. I'm going Haaland. But I can 100% see why people are going Son. He's playing in that number 9 role on penalties as well. He has the captain's armband. Oh, damn it. Don't have the funds. Yeah, I get your point there as well, Luke. Play Pedro or Visser. Probably Visser. Thoughts on Salah captain? I personally wouldn't be looking to do that. I'd go Haaland or Son over that one. Triple Chelsea too much on a wild card? 100%. The fixtures are turning in the next couple of game weeks. I probably have 2 and have plans to get them out. I think Botman's going to start. He's been in training. Don't have any Liverpool team news. We are going to have one final scout of Twitter, but it's looking pretty dry today. It's looking extremely dry. I don't know what's going off. No one has any early team news. Nobody has any early team news, which is weird. Very weird. People are locking in their teams. Great for them, but can we get some early team news maybe? Matoma out for DRB. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Cool. Seen someone says Jota starts. Who was that? Who was that? Who was that? Because any early team news, we are hopping on it. But at the moment, it's looking pretty dry, to be honest. It is looking pretty dry. Pretty dry for the old team news. But yeah, if you can tell me who that source was, we'll go and have a look. We'll go and check them out. Botman or Shaw? I'd probably say Botman just because he's a little bit cheaper. Captain Son or Haaland? I'm sticking with Haaland, but like I said, I completely understand why people are going for Son. It's a great fixture, and I think whichever way you go, it's not going to end badly, is it? It's not going to end badly. Can't see any early team news, guys, which is a little bit disappointing. We've got 4 minutes till the deadline. Hopefully someone can find it. Yeah, I know. That ad was a bit sus, wasn't it, to be honest? Bit sus. Do keep your questions coming in, guys. 3 minutes till the deadline. Try and get as many as possible. Let's see if we can try and get as many questions as possible before the deadline. I will stick around a little bit as well after to kind of just have a general chit-chat about football or FPL or any other questions that you guys might want to ask me. Start Haaland or Archer? Funny. I'd go Haaland. I will go Haaland, mate. I would go Haaland. It's a shame we've got no early team news for this Liverpool game, isn't it? Absolute travesty. Like, no one. Absolutely no one. If you've seen the currently on screen at the moment, I hope Rasmus Højlund is really important in this game. He's so excited. It's his first time playing at Old Trafford. He's really looking forward to it. So I think that means that Højlund's potentially going to start this game week. So if you have brought him in, I think that quote from Ten Hag is looking super strong. I don't think Salah's benched. Come on now. Come on now. Don't be giving this muck out. He ain't benched. He ain't benched. We have no, like, I can't find any team news unless anyone else has got any. Maybe anywhere else. But yeah, I can't find any. Oh, mate, this kit's fire, isn't it? Copenhagen away. If anyone's interested from this season. But yeah. Doesn't look like we're going to get any early team news before the deadline, which is massively, massively disappointing. Keep Rico Henry? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. But yeah, doesn't look like we're getting any early team news, which is quite frustrating. Not going to lie. It's frustrating. Captain Jesus or Haaland? Haaland. Oh, nice. You're a Copenhagen fan. There's a video on the TikTok channel if you want to go check that out where we went to Copenhagen. It was great. Massively enjoyed it. Massively enjoyed it. But yeah, it looks like we can't get any team news before the deadline, which is disappointing. Yeah, the Liverpool game's televised. Alvarez or Matoma, who to start? I'd probably start Alvarez. Cheers, mate. Appreciate that. I hope you enjoy it. It was a really good experience while I was out in Denmark. So yeah, definitely enjoyed it. If you do enjoy any of the content that you've seen today or any content that you want to see, come over to the YouTube channel. We're trying to hit 2,000 subs on there. We're trying to hit 10,000 on the TikTok as well. So drop us a follow, drop us a like, all that good stuff. All that good stuff. Your support is massively appreciated, as always as well. It's Copenhagen away. It's absolutely fire. Love it. Tim Browner says Jota starts. Who's your source, Tim? Who is your source ahead of the deadline? Who's your source, Tim? Who is it? Let us know. Let me know who your source is, as pretty much it just has gone 11, so I imagine the deadline has passed anyway. We will stick around for a little bit. FPL MFZ has done it. Big up, mate. Huge. Deadline is over. The deadline has gone, unfortunately. So if you haven't got your team locked in, tough shit. Baldock to Kabore. Oof. Nice. Nicely done, mate. Yeah. Hopefully we can, if we can get some team news. I mean, it's a bit pointless now, but, you know, if we can find some, and it might make people a little bit sad. But yeah, who cares? Who cares? We will stick around for a couple of minutes. Answer any of your questions, football or FPL related, for future game weeks as well. So if you do have any, get them in. Raptor on his stream, but he said it's not that reliable. Right, great. Cool. Cool. So what I mean, it's just a low quality week this week for sources. You definitely feel like we should have had at least one person revealing the teams, but it is what it is. Nice, ended up captain Haaland over Son. Fair enough. Appreciate that. But yeah, is what it is. Any questions, guys, before the deadline finishes? Well, I mean, not before the deadline finishes. Post deadline that you want to ask me about football, FPL, anything in general, do get them in. We will have plenty of content on the YouTube channel coming up for the Game Week 6 week. So if you're on TikTok and you want to come over, subscribe. Do us the world of good. Do us the world of good. Not personally a fan of these Saturday deadlines. I massively prefer the Friday ones. I'm not a morning person at all. But yeah. Team News and Tricks tweeted Alisson is benched. Did he now? Did he now? Let's go and have a look at that. Imagine. FPL deadline has passed. Team News and Tricks. He hasn't tweeted jack shit, mate. Hasn't tweeted jack shit. Do I own any Bundesliga tops? No, I don't. Actually, no, I'm chatting shit. There's one right behind me. Yeah, I do. I own that Bundesliga one. That Dortmund one, sorry. We also have like some cool Dortmund jackets as well and stuff like that. That are like in the wardrobe that I'll probably wear on some streams at some point when it gets a little bit colder into winter. But yeah, we have quite a few. Alisson isn't benched, by the way. That was just absolute wham from someone. Am I Danish? No, I'm not Danish. I'm English. Just went to Copenhagen for a weekend. There is a TikTok on the channel if you want to see that. Raptor captain Son and took Saka out. Wow. Big that. Big. Hopefully it works out for people. Like, this is the thing. Like, I just hope people's decisions all work out for them. But, you know, there are going to be people on the wrong side of them. And that's just the way the game works. I have a Spurs stack in so rare this week. So if Son does anything, like, it's going to go well for me in something at least. So, yeah, it's definitely one of them. My team reveal, it was on YouTube if you wanted to come see that. I'm a Sheffield United fan for today. I absolutely love that. Absolutely love that from you. But yeah, we are going to wrap things up, guys, in a couple minutes. If you do have any remaining questions about future FPL game weeks or just want some general football chat, kit chat, whatever, yeah. Hope for a Son 1-pointer. It would be funny. It would be funny if Son absolutely stunk it up this game week, to be honest. But yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Hopefully it goes quite well for Son, but you know, it's one of them. Like I said, I have a full Spurs stack in so rare for this week, so hopefully it goes well. Does anyone else play so rare? Anyone else play so rare? Or is it just me? Just me, probably. But yeah, we're going to wrap things up in like a couple minutes, guys. You reckon it's worth risking captaining with Saka or Maddison over Haaland? Game week deadline's already gone, pal. Game week deadline has already gone. Why did you stop playing, George? Or did you like just not bother this season? In game week 38, who do I captain? let me just get my crystal ball out. Yeah, I get that. It depends whether or not you've like invested money into the game, with your like own NFTs and stuff, which is what I've done, and I've given it a go this year, like fully just put in like quite a lot of money and just trying to win something. No deadline rumors at the moment. Haven't seen anything on Twitter. We'll have one last scan and check. But yeah, I haven't seen anything. And then we'll probably call it a day there, to be honest, guys. We'll probably call it there for the day. Yeah, can't see any team news. But yeah, we're probably going to call it. Opinions on Morris? I brought Morris in this game week. So that's my opinions on Morris. I'm all for it. I'm all for it, Ben. But yeah, I think we're going to leave things there, guys, to be honest, today. If you did enjoy the stream, like I said, we will do these for every single game week deadline that I'm like available or around. So yeah, you know, come along. I was 4th in the world and then Barcelona conceded and went down, so my rewards were worse. Yeah, that's the only problem, isn't it? Like with FPL, you know, like the player base, but there's so many players and so many weird random games that it could just massively change everything. But yeah, I'm going to end the YouTube stream right now. Yeah, so if you're watching on YouTube, thank you very much for this game week. Be sure to subscribe, like. There's going to be plenty of content coming out in the future weeks.